DidsburyFM. I think that was awesome. Our first speaker, Stacey Copeland, and her boyfriend who chipped in. But we've now got two more amazing speakers. Fabulous. No. Another act. That's all, which is awesome. Sorry, we've got more fans, but we've started now, so we'll finish. So, firstly, can I introduce Emma Mander? Emma is an entrepreneur. She is the owner of a soft play centre. She'll tell us all about it in a moment. She also owns some tea rooms in Cheadle, and she is about to become a partner of an estate agent in Didsbury. And she has two children, a boy and a girl, and she's pregnant with her third, due in 3 weeks' time. So I'm so pleased because my childminder is here and her best friend. So if there's an event of a delivery, they can help. So can I introduce Emma Mander, everybody? Emma, welcome to DidsburyFM. Can we just start with how you ended up in Didsbury, how you ended up doing all those three things? I know everyone's going to say, why did you have them? They run out of time. Which is amazing. But just give us sort of a quick bracing. Did you know at school you wanted to run businesses?
Not at school, probably, no. I worked in property for 15 years after school. I went to college for a year and then thought I just want to work. Yes. So I went and found a job and got into property and worked my way through there. Started off as receptionist and did pretty much every job under the sun in relation to sales, buy-to-let, lettings, property management. For that 15 years, and then had my children whilst I was doing the property career. And that
How old are they?
7 and 6.
Yeah.
And then things started to become a little bit difficult with the hours, because in property the hours were really long. So I always thought that I would eventually have my own property company or my own business. Yes. My ultimate aim is to have my own residential home for old people once I get to 50. That's the plan.
Oh wow!
But I kind of, because I've worked in property for so long, I've exhausted all that really. So having my little boy at the time was going to soft play and kind of thinking, this is very different. This is a very rolling in it, soft play centres. So I kind of was toying with the idea of getting a buy-to-let myself or buying myself. One Easter, would you do it with me? And she said, yeah, let's spend a year researching how we'll do it all, and you know.
She didn't just jump into it.
Well, I only stopped listening by the August, so yeah. I'm kind of let's just do it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So, as you can tell by how many things I do.
But that's actually a skill in business, isn't it? You know, you take the risk or don't you?
And I kind of think if you don't try it, you'll never know. And if it doesn't work, what's it? So I was looking for premises for a software centre, and we were comparing one that we went to all the time about children, which was
Anchors Away, which is in Redditch. No. Yes.
Yeah. And so I come across this very kind of elusive advert for a software centre for sale as a going concern in Stockport. So registered all details, and it turned out to be Anchors Away for sale. I was like, oh, it's a sign, this is the one, it's got to do it, we've got to do it. And it's pretty much the same price as what we would spend on a buy-to-let. So we thought, well, you can increase your revenue with this kind of investment as opposed to a flat or a house.
But how did you know that? I just wonder about some of our listeners who are not perhaps here and they're thinking, well, how did you do that? Did you go to your bank manager? What did you do? How did you just say, well, make the comparison, the numbers game?
I think I was a buy-to-let consultant at the time, so obviously I was very aware of mortgages and things like how it works in property, but never in commercial.
Yes.
But again, I'm kind of the kind of person where I learn by doing. Yeah. So I just did that. I just did a bit of research. We ended up doing a business loan through a crowdfunding lender, which is relatively new concept. Probably wouldn't recommend to do it again. or make sure you do research on the company that you're using anyway. But I mean, it was quite a high interest rate, but it got us to where we needed to be. It had a roller coaster journey into its own play centre, which I could talk all night about. Actually. I think one day I'll probably be the millionaire I want to be by writing a book on how not to buy it and how not to buy a going concern. But I have, like my business advisor tells me I've got the equivalent now in it's a business degree because of what we've been through. So it's been worth it.
Absolutely.
But you learn the hard way, don't you? So I kind of, just kind of figured it out as we went through those really muddy waters
and health and safety and all of that.
Yeah.
God, what a nightmare. So having thought, oh, what a nightmare, you then decided to open some tea rooms.
Yeah.
Another business.
Well, then we got another going concern, which again proved very challenging. And then that was in Stockport with Wonderbank. And I had a concept that I wanted to have some child-friendly tea rooms. There are tea rooms and there are child-friendly cafes, but you can't take us to a child-friendly tea room. So I wanted to combine that concept. So we had a little play area in all vintage retro toys, all the old staff phones, things like that. And then after having Stockport, we then moved over to create our own from scratch interview dog, which is Lilo and me. Right. And we've now closed Stockport and we're focusing on Tudor. We're going to relocate Stockport. So we're just growing Tudor and hopefully the plan is to franchise them in the future.
Oh wow, so, big plans. Yeah. Amazing. Oh my God, I'm so amazing.
And then so we end up in Didsbury, which was your question, sorry. Was actually by networking.
Yeah. Can you just talk to us a little bit about that? I'm conscious we've got a younger audience who are thinking, what's networking? Why is it important? Is there any point in it? But clearly, as you said, that's how you ended up. By doing what? For you, what's networking for you?
I find networking really beneficial for so many reasons. Mainly, the main reason actually, is just how good you feel when you're into networking, such as this one. Meet other inspirational people, very like-minded, go-getters, people that kind of just want to make something of themselves. And if you don't know what you want to do, you can go and figure out, actually there's loads of opportunities there that could benefit you or your business or your family, or all aspects of life. And I happened to meet somebody at a networking event who had just opened the state letting agency in Didsbury. Just sort of gave them a card and said, I need any advice because of my experience in property, give me a shout. 2 months later, the partnership that was originally there had gone a bit wrong, and the person without the experience was kind of left running things and saying, shout. And that's good to get involved. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Wow. So that's how you ended up
here.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in the area and all of my property history, majority of was in Didsbury because I worked in so much every agent in the village, and so I've got a lot of experience and knowledge in the area. But I didn't have enough to do. I think I've got some kind of condition where if I'm not too busy and things are actually running quite well over there, okay, then I'll just go and be a partner in a stage.
Yeah.
Have a baby or a surprise party for someone. That's just who it was.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, absolutely. What have you got next? Because I know ultimately you mentioned the people's home. Do you tend to have a structure? Are you kind of carrying on expanding businesses you've got?
Yeah, I just want to probably turn to the play centre. I'd say that's kind of like for my children's future and mum and dad's retirement, kind of that long term. Yeah. I'd like to franchise the tea rooms because I think everybody absolutely loves the concept. We do special tots teams and we've got special, children's parties just to make them feel really, special. Lots of different things there. And I think that would be something I'd like to grow into a franchise. That would be next. And eventually, hopefully, make enough money to end up owning the old people's homes for them. Started out looking at old people of 70 to 30 jobs. So I knew I'd never make money in it. So.
Yeah. Well, you never know, good ones.
But then eventually I can make enough money to do it better than what I think I does it.
Yeah. Just before we move on to Lynsey and our next speaker, and then we'll save the questions at the end of both, if you don't mind. It's just this, I know you're really big into sort of healthy eating, fruit and veg, because I've been to others aware for parties and plays, you know, food is not scattering food.
No.
There's a lot of melons and yeah, it's not melons, you know, all sorts of things, pineapple. Is that something that's very dear to you or personal to you?
Oh, massively, because I'm fortunate to own a placenta and having children at placenta age, and I know what's really important for them and their health and their, you know, well-being and growing, and what's important to me as a mum, seeing what they get at places like that at school. And so that was definitely done to be the placenta that has the alternative options, the gluten-free menu, the celiac-free, the same vegetarians.
I know a great TV for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so save your questions whilst we move on to Lynsey. Now, Lynsey, can you just give us your full name, because I don't want to pronounce it wrong.
Lynsey Akehurst.
And Lynsey, you're a theatre technician.
Yeah,
And
it's one of my hats that I wear.
Well, just tell us really what you do. We know your family's Didsbury mum, or South Manchester mum, but just tell us your full title and what your job entails.
So I'm primarily a theatre technician, entertainment theatre rather than hospital theatre, which is something that a lot of people go, oh, and start asking me things about operations, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, I'm terribly sorry. Yeah, no, entertainment theatre, so I deal with all the kind of technical backstage elements, the lighting, the sound, the set designs, the stage management of a theatre production. As well as that, I am a workshop leader. I teach young people about technical theatre skills, which is a free workshop I do, which I think is really important because a lot of these things cost a lot of money, and I do free workshops, which is always a nice price for anything to be. I'm also a theatre maker. I, in a past life before children, I did a lot of work with disabled young people making accessible theatre, and I'm also I work freelance and I tour with a number of shows. So I do a lot of things, and I'm a mum.
Well, just tell us about that. I know that you're based in the Contact Theatre.
I am, yeah.
And you've got 2 children.
I do.
Just tell us their ages.
So Freya is 6, and Fletcher is 2.5.
So far as your career is concerned, how did you end up being doing all those things that you do? Did you go to uni? Did you study theatre studies?
Yeah, I really did. Like, I'm an example of a person. I'm sort of this weird crossroads in my life where being a theatre technician and having 2 children is quite complicated because theatre hours are almost exclusively evenings and weekends, which childcare is not. But I'm in this really weird position where I've never done anything else. I went to university at 18 to do a really vocational degree. I did a degree in performance design and management. I left university and I've worked in theatre ever since. So I've never had a part-time bar job. I've never done anything else. So actually then trying to kind of take a sideline into something slightly different is quite difficult. Although I know I have the transferable skills, like I don't have like, oh, I worked in a bar for this many years and learned this. Like I just have theatre and being a theatre technician and being a designer is my entire back catalogue. It's what I've always wanted to do. Since I realised it was a job, which I didn't realise it was a job for a long time, and I pursued acting, which I was horrible at and hated, but I really liked theatre until a teacher at school said, hey, you know, you can do another thing. And I was like, oh, really? Is that a job? And they were like, yes. So that was kind of when I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. Brilliant. So,
and just to talk about, I know Stacey was talking a lot about gender. I've been in theatres, on various boards, and they are actually quite male dominated.
Oh, being a theatre technician.
I think you're one of the few ones that I've seen when I've been to your
Well, I mean, I'm very, very proud to say that at Contact now we have a department for 3 of whom are women, which is a huge thing, and we get a lot of companies go, wow, like be genuinely shocked by the amount of women in our department. But when I first started, I think I was the first female theatre technician to work at Contact, and which posed a load of problems when I then became pregnant, and everyone went, oh, what do we do? You climb ladders and do electrical things, what do we do? So I wrote based around pregnant women in the job I do, because they didn't exist. And everyone just went, oh, what? And I think, yeah, so for a long time I was an exception and got treated horribly as a result of it. Yeah, so.
And your husband is also in theatre.
He is also in theatre.
So,
yeah.
I don't really want to talk about him. I know he's very accomplished.
He's awfully nice and very
I'm
successful.
sure he is. I'm more interested in mums for today's purpose. But I just wanted to know really, because he's away a lot, and how you, as a team, juggle sort of family time, headspace, having children.
I mean, at the minute, it's a freaking nightmare. I think the
When I
challenge.
say away a lot, internationally, he's with a lot of tours and big theatres.
So I think he's away for 4.5 weeks of the 6 weeks summer holiday, which is makes everyone go which is a challenge. I think we are the epitome of it takes a village to raise a family. Like, we have some brilliant friends who help us out. We've got a fantastic childminder who's really, really flexible and really brilliant when I bring her up the night before, going, oh, I'm glad you come tomorrow, and she's like, yes, it's fine. But no, it is really, really hard. We've got this far. We've been together for what, 14 years or something, and just every year it's like, oh, well, we got through last year, and that we kind of live on a really day-to-day basis. I think this year has been incredibly difficult because Greg has been, I think, about 6 months of this year he's been away. But we're a real team about it, and I think at the beginning of this year, he said to me, Lynsey, I've been offered an awful lot of work this year. This is all the stuff. It's all really exciting. It all pays really well. What do we do? And I said to him, right, okay, well, let's just write this year off. This year is going to be a nightmare, and we know it's going to be a nightmare, but we're going to earn enough money to make it okay. And then next year, we'll evaluate this year and work out what we do next. So it's not like that he just goes, oh, I'm going here, and just packs his bag and legs it. Like, it's not that at all. It's always a conversation.
Well, that's why I asked the question, because I think for each of us, because that's always
yeah, it has to be. Otherwise, I would strangle him while he slept. So,
and it's teamwork. And then I just wanted to sort of ask you one or two things. I know Freya, your eldest, has got
ADHD.
Yes. Yeah. And I wanted to know, how you manage that, how she is with that, because there are sort of some things that we don't really talk about openly, perhaps, but just in briefly. When did you know? How did you know? How did you manage it?
I think so. Freya got formally diagnosed in November last year, but I think Freya's always been an exception. She's always been a very square peg in a room full of, holes. And I suspected that perhaps it wasn't just her being a kid. And it was only when she started in sort of year reception, really, that things got really hard. And she was finding the schoolwork very hard. And it wasn't that she wasn't succeeding in the schoolwork. I wasn't bothered about that at all. It was the fact that she was deeply unhappy about the fact that it was very hard, and she was coming home very frustrated. And it was when she started to pull out chunks of her hair that I was like, whoa, hold on, no, this isn't okay. So I went to school and we went through a whole process and saw lots of people, and then we came to this diagnosis. And I think that's really helped us a lot in terms of the way Freya copes with the world, I think she needs a really definite structure, which is horrible because given the nature of Craig and I's work, like it's not something we can offer. Like, oh, Mummy will be here on this day, and Daddy will be here on this day, this day. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. So we kind of have to do the best that we can in the situation that we're in, and we have lists. We have lists on lists on lists and lists, and we have schedules for everything, and we have visual timetables, and we have everything. Freya can look in a kitchen, she can know who is picking her up from where, if she's going to after school club, what she's having, you know, what's happening every day of the week, in the best way that I can do it, because I can't offer the best structure in the world, but I can do, all I can do is my best in the circumstances that we're in, and actually, she's really
I think that's better than me. I'm cautious my childminders in the room.
But no, she's doing incredibly well in very difficult circumstances. But I think I'm always really mindful in the back of my mind, like, oh, should I just be working in a job that is 9 to 5, 2 days a week to make her life easier? But actually, part of me is always like, but she needs to see that I'm doing things and that I'm actually doing something that I love in a field that is massively dominated by men, and I'm really good at it, and I think that's really important as well. So it's kind of getting this balance between the two. Yeah. So,
thank you. So before we move on to questions, Emma, just very briefly, how do you manage it? I know you are married, and, you've got a husband, and your mum is obviously local. So
so obviously me and Mum did the businesses together, which is handy, and my husband worked long hours, so essentially, you know, having the businesses sounds, wow, you've got loads of businesses about you, absolutely loaded.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
no, but a lot of people would assume, but we're not. I mean, we're running with them, it's a very, you know, hands-on thing. But it means I don't have to worry about childcare costs, and yes, for the next however many years, things probably will be a bit tight whilst we're building them up, and I'm very mindful that these things take a long time to come to fruition. I can pick the kids up from school every day, I can do the homework with them, and that really is more important to me at the moment than kind of being this hotshot business person. It's more a case of doing something and a few things that are flexible to accommodate our family life. And that's kind of my priority really. And if any of them kind of got in the way of that, then I, you know, would evaluate things, and you know, but yeah, the kids are kind of the most important part of our world at the minute. So.
Awesome! Oh my God, I could be here all night. Okay, can I open? Oh God, we've got questions already. Can you say your name and what you do, I suppose, or that you're from Didsbury?
Yeah, I'm Lisa. I'm Didsbury. I'm just curious about how you manage your staff, because you must have staff.
Me?
Yes. Because you're not at every place at all the time.
No.
So you've employed staff that you know, or that
we've kind of done lots of different things to end up where we are today. So we ended up, but when we just had a place until we had to pay staff in, they kind of filtered out because we were very different. We had much higher standards.
So how did you get rid of them?
We didn't. It was a natural process. It's not the kind of job where somebody would come really to work for us as a career as such, apart from the management level. So essentially the turnover of staff is quite high in the play centre and in the tea rooms, to be fair. But we've been really lucky, so over time we've kind of gone through employ people we know, if that's not really worked, employ people we didn't know, if that's not really worked, kind of go somewhere in the middle. But now we've got a really great team. The manager actually is somebody I know, and she's absolutely phenomenal, and I know I can trust her.
The play centre?
Yeah.
And what's that? What's your
my mum.
Ah, right.
Yeah, my mum's really the
Here for mums.
So I kind of do a lot of stuff that, obviously, because I've got the estate agency going on as well, I'm kind of very remotely based. I'm more so based at the play centre because kind of that's me and my mum got to the stage where we got the 2 rooms, we're going to have to split our responsibilities now. For the staff purposes as well, for a bit more stability. So I took the play centre. It's a bit more stressful, so my mum could kind of enjoy the nice 2 rooms aspect of it. And he's saying, well, swap over for your mum. It's like, so now I've got a really great manager at the play centre who I trust to run it exactly how I want and deliver all my events and everything. And that helps me be a bit more, I do more of the business development side and the marketing and obviously the accounts and stuff which I can do at home, and that helps with the kids. And I'm literally around the corner there, so I can pop in whenever needed. It's really flexible, it's all kind of day by day basis if needed, when and where. But it seems to all be quite manageable.
Yeah.
So when you go to bed at night, do you like what's in the heat?
Yes, that was a question.
Well, that's kind of when I get a lot. Well, that's kind of when I get a lot of my business development done because mums and dads are all on Facebook and social media at night time. So that is kind of when I'm even busier really, and so many party inquiries at 1 in the morning because
Yeah.
Oh, I've just forgotten to put my children's birthday party. I think
That's when the panic sets in.
Yeah.
So are you going to be able to take some time off?
Well, people keep asking me when you're finishing for maternity leave, and I kind of said, well, I'm going to labour. I'm planning on having a complete switch off for at least 3 to 4 weeks, at least a month, I think. But it has to be accessible. It is one of those things. I own my own businesses. It is a path I chose. I don't see it as work. I'm kind of at the end of the phone for the guys if they need me. I do enjoy what I do, and a lot of it is online and remotely at home, so probably won't switch off for that month, but
You'll be breastfeeding and going,
and they're all very breastfeeding, aware of our places, make sure that's safe. So I kind of just going to see how it goes really, and I won't get the standard mat leave like I did with the other 2, where I can sit and watch This Morning and Liz Women and every single day in pyjamas for the first time. But I can go and eat fancy lunch if I want to. I can go and have it to the baby clubs. I think, it's much fun here.
Can you say your name?
Yeah, hi. I'm sorry, for Emma. In terms, I'm very risk averse. When you brought up your mum's involved in the business, did she instill that attitude in you, or did you always have that attitude even at school? So that you would be prepared to take risks? Yeah,
out of me and my husband, I'm definitely the biggest risk taker. He's completely the opposite to me. My mum actually isn't much of a risk taker, more so than my dad. My dad and my husband are very similar actually. But she's been the very nervous one with everything that we've done, and I've kind of just been like, come on, it's fine, we'll be fine. She's kind of pulled me back a bit, so it's worked quite well because my mum would see every obstacle in the road, whereas I would see no obstacles at all. So it kind of balanced out because she would like let me in when I needed to be, and I kind of pulled her along when she needed it. So I don't really know where that came from. It's a question. I don't know who that came from. I think my mum probably was more when she was younger, but now she's older, she's probably a bit more life experience, so I feel like she isn't as much. But a bit more so than mum than I do. Yeah.
Interesting. Was there a hand there? That's her, yeah. The lady with the blonde hair.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I had a question for you about your job sharing. You were talking about how you discussed with your husband about his travels, and obviously he's doing much longer stints away than you. And I sort of ended up in a similar situation because my husband and I are both consultants and we're supposed to work away on client sites. And we've sort of made a conscious decision. I'll take the career break, I'll work part-time, I'll push back on my job and say that I'm going to stay at home. Even though we earn about the same, we decided he'll be the one that will keep travelling. But I really feel that it has put massive brakes on my career, and I do have quite sort of pent-up resentment that
I just sleep on that massive problem of resentment. That's fine.
Well, that's such a relief to hear.
No, I think I'm in a sort of fortunate position because my husband's 8 years older than me. So has had 8 years longer kind of working to get, I think it just became really inconvenient that he suddenly became top of his game, massively in demand, at the same time we had a young family. And like, I couldn't be the person to be like, no, you have to stay at home all the time when he's worked for so long. And it was just kind of really unfortunate timing, but we are very aware. And he's like, you will get your time to do this. And because, you know, I have time to still do this once the kids are a bit older. And he's really keen that I do that. And I'm really keen that I do that. So, you know, we're quite a good partnership in that. Because actually he's now saying, oh, Lynsey, I'm 40 now. I cannot keep up this pace. Like, he's tired. He's like, I just want to settle into a nice job at some point. But, you know, so it is a massive thing. And it is a massive bubbling ball of resentment. But,
you think it will play out in the long run?
I think it will play out in the long run. And there are a few projects that we share. So there's a show that's touring at the minute with History, which he started off as a production manager on, but realised he couldn't do all the gigs. So we've split that now. So he does some and I do some. I mean, unfortunately, in September, he's doing the stint in Australia and I do the stint in Nottingham, which is not quite as exciting. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. It was your gig first. I'll let that go. But like, you know, there are some things that we share, which is kind of nice to be on the same page for a bit. But yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. But it's a thing we talk about, so I don't.
Is there another question? So I've got a question. Oh, good. I'll pass it and then have to wrap up. The question is for each of you, really. It's about the importance of mentors and sponsors. And I know that you said Lynsey, you said you used to be an actor, and obviously that was, yeah.
I'm a horrible actor.
But I just want to know, on both your journeys, where you are now. Did you have a mentor or a sponsor? Or who was sort of your sort of inspiration, if you like? Stacey was speaking before about her father, and you know, did you have one? And is it important to have one? Or did you just get on with it?
I think I spent a long time trying to be a man, which was a thing. Because it was such a male-dominated industry, I wanted to be as strong as everybody else and respected in the same way, which was not a good approach.
But that's common in lots of professions.
Oh yeah. And I think I was hugely defensive. I don't know how specific. But then I met my friend Avril, who was a woman who did my profession, who was older than me, and I was like, oh no, it's okay, I don't have to be a man, because look, there are girls that do this as well, which I hadn't seen before. But she had the same chip on her shoulder that I did, in that she was like, no, I am one of the guys, this is what I do. And then we were both like, oh no, we don't have to be a man to do the thing that we do. We can be a woman and do it too, just as well, but without having to actually want to be one of the guys. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been asked that question before.
Oh, I'm asked it all the time.
I think my parents and my nana living in family roles really hard workers, which I really want to kind of carry that on to promote my children, in seeing that you work hard and you get nice things, and you do everything that you want to do to achieve what you want to achieve and put your all into everything. That's kind of come from my family. And then mainly I'd say it's in my adult life, it's my husband, because he's been really supportive in everything that I've wanted to do, and I couldn't really done any of it without his support and stability and kind of reassurance that when I'm sat there going, what have I done? Like, it's fine. So, no, yeah, I think collectively, a strong family unit.
Yeah, DidsburyFM. Thank you so much. I don't know if anybody's got any more questions, but this might be a nice time to wrap up. And if I can thank both our wonderful, fabulous mums this evening, Emma, Mander, and Lynsey. Can we just give a round of applause? So awesome.